the PDF? Download it now at www.nijaiacademy.com. Click on Digital Products. Select the product you want to download. Click on Buy Now and complete the payment to get full access.
Hello all, good morning. Right, so we had completed nearly 3 chapters of your NCERT shorts. So let us continue with the same. So we are now into chapter 4 and chapter 5. Okay, so it's these two are very small chapters, and I don't think so you'll be finding any problem in understanding these particular chapters. Okay, so as I told you, in this particular series we are only covering the important stuff which is required for the examination. Okay, rest all stuff is properly eliminated. Okay, I have gone through each and every material, particularly each and every chapter, and I have taken out all that material which is being repeated in your standard books. So it only has that material which can be revised for your prelims. Okay, so first is chapter 4. Okay, so there is a calendar called as the Gregorian calendar, right? It has over 12 months which add up to 365 days, and a leap year every 4 years. Okay, this is one of those calendars that we have been constantly following, okay, in our day-to-day life. Okay, one of those calendars. Okay, now coming to these two words here, a century is nothing but 100 years, and millennium stands for 1000 years. Okay, that means 10 centuries. Next is Panchanga. Okay, it is a book which specifically houses when a particular eclipse is going to occur. Okay, whether it is a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse, please don't mind my stuttering. Okay, and the dates and the timings of the festivals, okay, the weather predictions, etc, etc, everything is covered in it. Next we have epigraphists. Okay, who are those? These are people who study ancient inscription. Okay, and then we have anthropologists. Now who are anthropologists? People who study the human beings, their society, their culture, their behavior, right, how humans have evolved, etc, etc. Such people are called as anthropologists. Now coming to the timeline here. Okay, if you have a look at it, now we'll start from the left and come towards the right part. Okay, so as you can see here, around nearly 40,000 years ago, okay, for the first time you found rock art. Okay, so as you have read in your NCERTs that there are rock based what we can say paintings. Okay, so that can be seen for the first time at 40,000 BC. Okay, then moving ahead, near 12,000 BC your ice age ends. Okay, and somewhere near 8000 BCE. Okay, somewhere near 8000 BCE, not exact 8000, but somewhere near 8000 BCE, you find that first settlements begin. That is beginning of your settlement culture. Okay, what we call as Neolithic culture. Okay, next somewhere near 6000 you have now grown particular agricultural stuff, and you want to store it. For that you need some containers. For that, pottery is being developed in India. Okay, and somewhere in between 6000 and 4000, okay, somewhere in between this particular region or in this particular timeline, you see that the first cities develop in Mesopotamia. Okay, one of the most important regions. Please go through your atlas and find where Mesopotamia lies. Okay, now somewhere nearby your 4000 BC you find that now there are settled cities, right? So people now need utensils, right? They need new stuff to new stuff. So for that they develop copper metallurgy. Okay, now coming to the timeline between somewhere around 3000 BC to 2000 BC, you find your IVC, also known as the Indus Saraswati civilization, right? So there is a question mark as to where this Saraswati lies. Okay, right now as far as we have received certain information, okay, the Saraswati river flows downwards. Okay, that is within the ground. Okay, so recently you found that there was Kumbh Mela. Okay, so there is a place called as Triveni Sangam. Now you let me know in the comment box below as to which all rivers, okay, come together in this Triveni Sangam. 3 means Triveni, right? Triveni means 3. So that means 3 rivers are coming together at that particular spot. Now which are those 3 rivers? Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, and somewhere near your 0 CE, okay, you find that there is birth of Jesus Christ, and somewhere nearby you find that there is birth of Buddha and Ashoka. Okay, now we are in 2025. Okay, so this is all about the important stuff in chapter 4. Now let us move on to chapter 5. Okay. Now in the case of Rig Veda, okay, the northwestern region of India, okay, particularly the Indian subcontinent, pardon me, it is not India, the Indian subcontinent, okay, it is called as Sapta Sindhava. Okay, what is Sapta Sindhava? Particularly the northwest region is referred to as the Sapta Sindhava. Okay, because it was comprising of 7 tributaries of the river Sindhu. Next, the name Bharata, okay, is mentioned in Rig Veda. Okay, there are questions coming in the UPSC examination asking whether a particular name is present in it, okay, present in a particular book or not, etc., etc. So the name Bharata is mentioned in Rig Veda, and it denotes a particular tribe, okay, particular set of people, okay, belonging to that particular age. Next is Mahabharata. So in Mahabharata, the Indian subcontinent, okay, it is known as Bharatavarsha or Jambudvip. Okay, the Kashmir region, okay, is called as Kashmira. The Bengal region is called as Vanga. Okay, even in our national anthem, you can go through the entire phrase of national anthem where you will find Vanga, right, being mentioned. So Vanga is nothing but Bengal, right? Next we have Pragjyotisa. Okay, next you have Pragjyotisha, meaning Assam. Okay, this is one such thing which you need to remember. Rest of the things are very, very easy to remember. Next is Kachcha, again very, very simple, belongs to a district, one of the largest districts in India called as Kutch, right? Next you have Kurukshetra, meaning Haryana. Okay, next Jambudvipa, as you learned above, okay, it gets its name from a particular tree which is found here called as the Jamun tree, okay, also known as the Jambul tree or the Malabar plum tree. Okay, so it is nothing but the island of the fruit of Jambu tree or your Jambul tree. Okay, so the first foreigners to mention the name India, okay, were the Persians. Okay, they called it as the Hindu or the Hindus. Okay, Hindu or the Hindus. This is what they called it. Later on, Greeks took the name. Okay, they modified it as Indus or Indoi or Induki. Right. So why did they eliminate H? Because there is no letter for H in Greek. Okay, there is no letter for H in Greek, so they eliminated H and they started calling us as Indoi. Okay, which later became India. Okay, next we have Chinese. Okay, they referred India as Yintu or Yindu, nothing but Hindu or Hindu. Okay, since the pronunciation takes a different turn in different regions, they started referring us as Yintu or Yindu. Okay, or Tianzu. Next, Huan Sang, okay, also known as Xuanzang right now. Okay, he visited India in the 7th century. Why I have marked this particularly? Because they might ask you as to in which particular era or in which particular age did Huan Sang visit India. Okay, so remember it is in the 7th century. Now your work, okay, what is your work? Basically, you are supposed to go through certain parts of the chapter. Okay, if you are not understanding anything, go through Wikipedia, research on it a little bit. Okay, for example, who was the king, okay, who was ruling North India and South India during the 7th century, right? So I think this should be done by you. This is one of those exercises that should be done by you. Okay, so this completes our chapter 4 and chapter 5. Okay, and in the coming week, that is in the next week, we'll be covering chapter 6. Okay guys, so I hope this is very, very clear, and we'll meet in the next class. Thank you.